Hello, everybody. Welcome to another broadcast of Life, Liberty, Happiness in the State Farm Studios. Today, we started with a new bumper. Hadn't heard that before, so Emma just popped that in on us. And you have a new host today. I'm sitting in this seat, Trent Warner. I'm happy to be here. And we got our fill-in, who's been a while since he's filled in, the great Travis Baxter.
I appreciate you having me back here.
Yep, glad to have you back. Can't wait to catch up with you again. And pushing buttons, our pro, Emma.
Hello.
How you doing, Emma?
Swell.
Good.
Swell.
So you've been working on new bumpers. We got other stuff today. Anything else new today?
Yeah, I can't take credit for that. That was Woody.
Oh.
I don't know how he does the squalling of the Bigfoot and stuff. I don't know how he does it. He doesn't show you secrets.
He hasn't shown you everything yet. He can't tell you everything.
Because he's not here.
He's got to lead you in.
He's in his Lynchburg office.
Yeah, we need to work on that. Hey, one thing that we've been talking about a little bit here is this program keeps moving and growing, and one of the things we're talking about now, I don't know, can I talk about that yet? Or should I not talk about that?
Just go for it. You've already... Because I don't know.
I mean, we may be on the radio.
How about that?
Yeah. So the podcast, that's one of the trends of the world right now. In fact, one of the guys that we play all the time here, his name's Scott Jennings. He's on CNN. He just started his podcast that's on the Salem Radio Network, and it's on the radio. So you take podcasts and they're moving to radio because content is so important. Mm-hmm. And now that we have our programming and people are starting to listen more and more about it, it's just getting the timing right and the right program. So Woody's working on that now.
Good deal, man. Good deal.
Yeah, really cool. So before we get into everything and why Brian's not here, let's catch up with you a little bit. So,
let's do it.
The last you were here, what I remember is you're building spec houses, maybe 3-5 spec houses. You got storage buildings you're building. You're out there contracting. And then saw some big news over the last year coming from you. You got a new roofing company.
That's right. Yeah, it's Top Dog Roofing and Exteriors. So we're focusing. Me and I got a couple other partners here, focusing on roofing, siding, anything exteriors wise, and we're kind of seeing where that goes. One of my partners, he's a bookworm, and he's reading that these companies are what you kind of want to get into. Yeah. So we're getting into it, seeing how it's going. It's been a couple months, but been a good couple months. So we're positive about it for sure.
Yeah, you got some more personal big news. You want to announce that here too?
I thought that's what you were going to say first. I did too. And then you started talking about roofing.
How did before you get into that, how'd your houses go? The spec houses?
They went, they sold, they did good. We're on a few more now.
Oh, you're doing more?
Yeah, we're doing a few more now. We're trying to actually get into the custom world.
Yeah. So, Emma,
I'm expecting this big news. All right. Roofing.
So talk about your personal news, big news.
So I have recently, June the 10th, 2025, I just got engaged with my now fiance, Madeline Stern. Yeah. Went down to Charleston for a week and popped a question down there, got some pictures taken, had a good time.
No, those were gorgeous, man.
Thank you.
I'm going to make this prediction now. All right. Probably 20 years from now, I predict that your kids will win prom.
You think so?
Well, you're the best looking couple, I swear.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, that's great. Well, congratulations to y'all. I'm excited about you. I hope I get an invite to the wedding.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What if you don't?
Well, I might not now.
Trent will. Brian, he's gonna have to work on me a little bit.
Well, he wouldn't even show up.
He wouldn't. It'll be out of town. It will be in Charleston, South Carolina.
Oh, wow.
And before this, we had no connection to Charleston at all. Yeah. But now, it's where we got engaged at, and she loves the city and the area and everything like that. Yeah. So we got engaged up in North Charleston. So we're going to go ahead and probably go back down there. It's just such a great area.
Was that far from where we coached and played baseball? And
actually, so we went, I think I sent you that text too, we went to the River Dogs game, and that was, I think, closer, but I think it was kind of the surrounding areas. I was 9 years old, so I don't quite remember. But yeah, it's all within that area. Everything, it feels like, is about 15 minutes away, either across a bridge or up at the top or whatever.
Well, congratulations.
Did you set a date?
So it's actually going to be in 2027. We're looking at 2026.
She got cold feet.
No.
Trying to extend it.
No. I wish it was that. But no, it was just, everything was going so quick. Yeah. And she just started a new job, and we're trying to, focus, save, practice our fiscal responsibility before marriage. So, opened up a joint account, practice saving for the wedding and everything like that. So, it's really good. It'll probably be about June, I would have to imagine, but that is the on season for Charleston. So I'm trying to get her to go July because rates for venues drop about 50%.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like Florida. Florida's got October through March, and then any time else it's just way too hot to go down there. Yeah. So they call it kind of like the off season. Yeah. The same type of deal.
Yeah. Well, let me give you some advice. Let her pick and let her win.
Yes.
It's a good start.
I've already practiced.
All right. Well, man, congratulations to you, Madeline. That's good stuff, man. So let's talk about why we're doing this today, and Brian is not here. Okay. So Brian went to Vegas. He is there with Ashley and his neighbor Bart and Tara. They went, and I got a little bit of their speech that started with, this is Brian talking to them before they left. Go ahead.
I want to talk about something.
All right.
I'd like to say something that I've prepared tonight.
All right, Alan.
Hello. How about that ride in? I guess that's why they call it Sin City. You guys might not know this, but I consider myself a bit of a loner. I tend to think of myself as a one-man wolf pack. But when my sister brought Doug home, I knew he was one of my own. And my wolf pack, it grew by one. So there were two of us in the wolf pack. I was alone first in the pack, and then Doug joined in later.
That's Ashley.
And 6 months ago, when Doug introduced me to you guys, I thought, wait a second, could it be? And now I know for sure, I just added 2 more guys to my wolf pack.
All right.
4 of us wolves running around the desert together in Las Vegas, looking for strippers and cocaine. So tonight, I make a toast.
What do you got there?
Oh,
fuck God! How you doing?
All right. That was his
Did you do the
arrival
last
speech.
part too?
Yeah, he cut his hand. We become blood brothers. He did send me pictures. Let's see. He was up $400 after day one. So he and I went to Cross Lanes, West Virginia, a month or so ago, and we tried to learn how to play roulette. And all I learned was I hate spending money and losing money. So I didn't play, but he picked up some things. And so after day one, he was up 400, is what he said. And then day two, I got a photo of my bucket list, which really, I wasn't jealous about Vegas at all, but he sent me pictures of the Hoover Dam.
Yeah.
So they went out there. Oh, man, that's like a marvel.
Is it really?
So, yeah, it's a big engineering feat. So I was a little jealous on that, but it sounds like he's having a good time and enjoying himself out there, and can't wait to have him back next week so he can sit in this seat and I can sit over there. And then a programming note, too. We have talked about this a little bit. The Veterans Voices, the American Heroes Stories have been really, really popular, and we've started. Well, we got them uploaded now, all of them to YouTube. Emma's worked on that, and it's really cool. So if you're listening and you can go to YouTube, make sure you click that little subscription button to join our group and watch those. But we are going to try to start spacing those out a little bit because they've been big undertakings, and the shows have gotten pretty long in there. And so now we're trying to, we're talking about the radio, and we got to have certain times we got to get things done in. So we're working on that a little bit too. But we will have next week. We will have American Hero Stories, and we will get back to doing what we do. I think it's a definitely a one-time Purple Heart recipient from Vietnam.
Really?
Coming in. Yeah.
The guy you had last week was phenomenal.
Oh, man.
I mean, he was a real deal.
I enjoyed it. I listened to it again last week, just going up the road. Man, he was so good.
He was very good. I mean, his stories, that's
Greg Meacham. Yeah.
That's phenomenal.
So let's go a little backwards and forwards. The reason I was listening to it, I had a little family reunion last week. My cousin does an annual party around July 4th weekend, and his family, our family goes up and visits with him, and then his friends come in Saturday afternoon. And it's one of those old school country awesome food. You know, people bring the baked macaroni and cheese, and it's all around
Mashed
the
potatoes.
table. Oh man, it was so freaking good, and we had a great time up there. So that's what we did last weekend. How about you? What'd you get to?
We found our weekends being at the lake.
Oh, nice.
Just the whole summer,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd say focal point for us is definitely breakfast.
Yeah.
Definitely breakfast. Madeline's grandmother makes, she's a short order cook in there. So she says, what you want? 2 eggs, over easy, stack of pancakes.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where we've put our focus on every weekend.
Well, that's nice. That sounds like good summers. Emma, what'd you get into?
I work.
You always got that answer.
Well, I don't do anything else. I got Joe Beans all weekend. Oh, saw Superman.
Oh, you did.
That
You want to talk about that in drama? Let's hold that for drama.
fine.
I bet it was great, Emma. I bet it was great.
Like,
You got lake stuff coming up this week?
Oh, yeah.
This weekend?
We'll go up. I tell you what. Oh, my cousins are coming in town this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna hang out, maybe do a little surfing on the water there, ride some jet skis, have some fun. That'll be at my parents' house.
Hey, let me ask you this, because I just heard this not too long ago. I was on the boat with the Frenches. We were out on and that boat that goes by where you said surfing, where people are behind the boat that are surfing.
Yes.
Do you guys take shit from people because the waves that you make?
The wake is massive.
Yeah, I never knew that.
So the boat is so heavy because you have to fill up the tanks in the back with water to invert that wave and make it go like a heavier wave.
Yeah.
So when that comes through, you're only going about 10 or 11 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So you don't fall off, and it's not super painful when you fall off.
Yeah.
But it creates one hell of a wake.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got floating docks flying up.
You ever
So-
see the TikTok where the girl, I think it was a girl captain, she was on the boat and her friend was back there on the surf and she walked back and she slipped off the back of the boat?
I've seen a couple of those.
And now no one's driving the boat?
No one's even on the boat. It's just them and another person they're surfing.
Yeah.
I've seen them where they try to do the double surfing where they'll, there's only 2 people on the boat again.
Yeah.
And someone's surfing, he gets it set on cruise control, hops off and goes, and when he jumps in, he takes out the other guy and he's gone. They're both gone. That boat's just going. And nobody knows how it ends. I'm sure it runs somewhere.
Yeah, that's scary.
I couldn't imagine. Those are $300,000 boats.
That was the first time I saw that. Last time it was a couple of weeks ago. It was the first time I saw one of those.
Really?
Yeah. That's a heck of a wake.
Yeah. They're super cool too. I mean, they go fast, but
Yeah. Well, cool. Yeah, I've got nothing going on this weekend, nothing planned yet, but usually I'll get into something, I'm sure.
yeah, you'll figure it out.
Yeah, usually we'll involve some Tito's.
Tito's, Netflix with the subtitles on.
Yeah, man, I have to do that.
I tell you,
I got back home this weekend and they weren't off because I was gone this weekend.
Yeah.
Marty had cut it off. Man, that bothered me.
No, you were like, wait, who's been in my house?
Yeah.
I now watch everything with subtitles.
You do it
Because
too?
of you.
Yeah, yeah.
We
but-
watched that documentary.
Yeah. Which one?
The Black Hawk Down.
Oh, yeah.
The Black Hawk Down documentary. Were we watching Daytona? Possibly. It was when me and my dad came over. We were
Okay.
watching Daytona, and you cut the subtitles on. I said, man, I can kind of get on board with this.
Yeah.
So now it doesn't matter what I watch. Peaky
because-
Blinders helps a lot.
Well, I couldn't. That's where I started it because Peaky Blinders, I couldn't understand. There's no way I could watch it without the
That
sub.
was the first thing I did
couldn't
when I
understand.
got home because I was working through Peaky Blinders.
Yeah.
Cut the subtitles on. I said, oh, that makes sense.
Well, and I'll tell you what it is. There are things in the background that they will put on the closed captions that you don't hear.
Yeah.
I've even rewound. I was like, how did they say that? But it's important because you wouldn't have known, you would have missed something.
Yeah, puts it in the parentheses.
Yeah.
I like
All right. So let's go to history. I'll do the bumper. This day in history. Cut that, Emma.
no.
All right. In 2006, so we're talking 20 years ago, 19 years ago, we had Twitter start. That's hard to believe.
It is, yeah. I mean, that was kind of when that boom was coming, like Facebook, Twitter, everything kind of working its way through. So, yeah,
Today-
I mean, that's been, 19 years?
300 million users.
Wow.
That is incredible.
That's crazy.
And I'll say this, Elon Musk buying it changed everything.
Yeah, my dad said that is what he thinks helped Trump win the election because they were censoring it so
did.
bad.
Yeah, it was censoring so bad, and the misinformation that they were providing by telling you what information you were saying was wrong was over the top. Like them telling you about misinformation was misinformation itself.
And they banned Donald Trump, his Twitter. They banned it. And when Elon came back in, he
Yeah.
let him go free.
A lot of that stuff I still can't get into. For example, when Fox News did what they did to Tucker, and I haven't watched Fox News since they did that, But when Tucker goes to the Soviet Union and interviews the president, Putin, that's the biggest news of the day.
It should
Right.
be. Yeah, it should be.
And if Fox News doesn't show it, that tells you right there you're not a news channel, right? It's because of your angst or whatever you have that you won't report the news. It just shows you right there. News is not news. It's TV. So,
Propaganda.
That's why Twitter is so cool. So there's no way that Tucker can do a 2.5 hour interview on Fox. It's always you're up against commercials. But on Twitter, he gets 6.5 million viewers to watch his interviews, and I'm hooked by him.
Now they do like a live stream type deal.
He does it just like what we're doing now.
Just like what we're doing. Okay.
Yeah, in fact, he's got a table. It's a little bit. In fact, our table is bigger than Tucker's table. So
Size matters.
Yeah, size matters. So and content. Got to know how to wiggle it. I did see this one, and I saw it on here because I thought it was appropriate because it's July. Is Die Hard came out in 1988.
I thought that was a Christmas movie.
I know, because so many people, that's why I wrote it down. So many people consider it a Christmas movie. You forget that it would have come out in July.
That's crazy. I think I consider the first two, the one in the airport and then the first one, a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
I watched them during Christmas.
Right, exactly.
Just because it's time of year. I mean, not to say I wouldn't watch it in July.
Yeah.
Just.
So you would think a Die Hard, when it was released, it would have come out in December.
Right.
But no.
Or late November.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Last Friday in November.
What
I've never seen it.
did you just say?
Emma.
Isn't it violent?
Yes.
Then no.
It's not
That's why.
violent.
I mean, okay,
it's like
right.
it's like
You're just-
1988 violent.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Bruce Willis was pretty badass in it.
Yes, he had some moments with chains and broken
yeah.
glass on his feet, that type of thing. But it wasn't.
Not
He was
convincing.
barefoot the whole time, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a great movie. That is a great movie.
How about you? You got any history? Did
You know, when I looked up what happened on July, because I looked it up yesterday, I said I'd go, what happened on July 16th?
Yeah.
And I saw your list. I was a little disappointed in you.
What, did I miss something?
You missed a good chunk of stuff. Some big stuff.
Well, you got to know, I actually typed this week in history, so
Oh, this week in history. Okay.
I usually do because you never know. You don't want to limit yourself to one day. But I'm sorry, what did I miss?
So on this day, the Apollo 11 launched.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah, the Apollo 11 launched in 1969. I've also got JFK Jr. That plane crashed in 1999.
Oh.
On this day.
I got a story about that.
With his wife and his daughter. Right?
Yeah.
Is that
You know what the
correct?
story was behind that? That he was a pilot. He was in the fog.
I didn't know that.
I think he
No.
piloted it himself.
Did he really?
And it was disorientation. The controls, the indicators were, he thought he was coming down. He was pulling up. And you were so messed up in the fog, you can get pilot disorientation. And they think that he pulled down the stick. When we all know it was probably Hillary that actually, he was leading Hillary in the state Senate.
Was he
at that
really?
campaign.
Yeah, see, I don't know
They were
anything
going
about
against
that
each other in
time.
the Democratic campaign. Yeah.
But now I felt like it was appropriate to do it since RFK is around and all
Yeah.
that stuff. I felt like it was appropriate.
That's good. And another story about that. Sorry to interrupt you there, but it is my show today.
That's fine. No. Tell me when to shut up. I'm good.
You know what I like about this seat? I get to see Emma.
Yeah.
I get to see Emma's face. Brian always gets to do that. I never
You
get
get to see a reaction.
Is my grandmother, God rest her soul. Let's see, what year was the JFK?
99.
99. So we were at the beach, and my grandmother pulled on me in the water, and she goes, "I found it." And my grandmother was so freaking funny. And I was like, and we're down in North Carolina, down at Morehead City, Atlantic Beach. I said, "What?" And like, did she drop something in the thing? She goes, "JFK's wallet."
So where did that plane go
came out of
down?
nowhere.
Where did that plane go down?
I want to say it was up towards Manhattan, somewhere up
okay.
that way. It was in New York.
Yeah.
So,
A little DC for you, too.
yeah.
1790. That's what it told me.
What's
So don't
DC?
bite my head off.
What's
but
DC?
DC was, the District of Columbia was established.
Oh, okay.
In 1790.
Wow. You know what I hate about D.C.? I hate that D.C. and Congress allows D.C. to run themselves.
Yes, instead of being a part of a state. Is that kind of what you mean?
No, because apparently the District of Columbia, when it was created, was supposed to be paid for by Congress. Things and run by Congress. It's supposed to be the overseer. Somewhere in the 1900s of that time frame, Congress said, "We're going to let you run yourselves." So they fund DC, which they're supposed to, but they let DC run themselves, and they've run it in the ground. Congress can actually take it back. I heard Ted Cruz talking about that.
Can they really?
They can actually take the government back and be run by Congress again. That would be pretty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be a lot there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was my 3.
Hey, good stuff.
But yeah, I was like, he didn't say anything about the Apollo or DC. I was shocked. But I guess this day and age, Twitter.
Yeah.
Twitter. And then your little old thing was 1988 Die Hard.
So, and also Apollo, I watched a good documentary on Netflix on that. That's pretty good. So, anyway, all right, let's do. You got a commercial break? You got State Farm around?
Need insurance in Bedford? I'm David Honecker, your local State Farm agent. Whether it's home, auto, or life insurance, we've got you covered with personalized service and great rates. Let us help you protect what matters most with the reliability and trust of State Farm. Call us today at 540-586-8194 or visit our office that is conveniently located at 1232 East Lynchburg Salem Turnpike in Bedford, right beside the Walmart. We are your go-to State Farm agent. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call us today.
All right, since I rudely cut you off, Emma, I'm going to let you lead drama
Superman.
today. I want to know about Superman.
I thought it was really good, especially
You did?
for a DC film. Yeah,
Huh.
it got like an 84% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I think it was
Do you follow Rotten Tomatoes?
sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually do before I go see a movie.
They did have a Superman dog.
Yes,
Did I see that?
Crypto. That was my favorite part, obviously, but
I thought
it was
that would
actually
be
a really good film.
Yeah, I thought that would make it cringy. It was okay.
The dog's not in the whole thing.
So is it a super dog or is it just
Yeah.
a dog?
It's a super dog.
What is that? What was that one movie?
Isn't it
with the
like a
beagle?
Jack Russell Terrier?
So it's actually the director. It's his rescue dog. They 3D printed it to make this dog. It's actually really cool.
So the dog in the movie is not a real dog.
No.
It's just CGI.
Yeah, but it doesn't look bad. Like, you can tell, but it's not. Look, hold on.
Did they give him a little costume?
Yeah,
He's got a cape.
And a cape?
I think I saw a quick clip of it.
That's like the movie with the beagle, Underdog.
Oh, I loved that movie.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's our time.
I don't even remember that.
That's our time.
Yeah.
Oh, that he looks creepy.
Looks like Fraser's dog.
But
Y'all wouldn't know
see,
the
look,
show.
yeah. But I thought it was worth a watch for a DC. My favorite DC is Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman was
Right?
badass.
That one
was so good.
Second one's trash. Right? Like, what other?
I don't remember not liking
I
one.
love Wonder Woman.
That's
Yeah.
one of my favorite movies ever. What's another good DC film? Because
So I don't know the difference between Marvel and DC. I mean, I like all of them when I'm watching them.
I do, and Marvel is better.
yes,
Who are the Galaxy? The
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of
That's
Marvel.
Okay, that by far is my favorite of all
Like
of
it.
them. That,
It's more the witty
Chris
ones.
Pratt and the raccoon. I laugh out loud.
You know who the raccoon is?
And the big goofball, big muscle-bound guy.
Drax.
Yeah.
I mean, they make me laugh out loud. No, I don't know who the.
It's Bradley Cooper.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Bradley Cooper.
He looks better as a raccoon. Just kidding, Marty. She flipped out over that right now. If it's a Bradley Cooper movie, we have to watch that.
You need.
So I got to ask you this, Emma,
Yeah.
because I know you are not political like we are, and I include Travis in that because I think Travis is as political as we are. Have you heard anything about Superman being a woke movie about immigrants?
No.
Okay, so you didn't think that when you watched it?
No.
But you weren't
That's
prejudiced? Okay, so you didn't think
No.
that? Okay, so the reason...
I thought it was genuinely a really good movie. It was funny,
Okay.
but it also, and apparently Superman was different in this one. He was more human than in the other ones. And people ranking wise put this one at first.
Well, I need to go watch it then. I will take your advice and I will go see it. Next week's assignment for me is to go see it so
You
I
better.
can...
Monday
Now-
or Tuesday.
Now, the reason why... we got the whole week.
Go Tuesday, it's half off.
Wednesday if you want to talk about it on the show.
Oh. But Tuesday, it's half
Well, we're
off.
going to do it tomorrow.
You can go tomorrow if you want.
Okay.
Tuesday's half off
Tuesday is half off where?
at the Regal.
Okay.
If you're a member, you're not paying anything. You just like sign up. And you get like percentage off of like popcorn and stuff too.
So, I'm going to go old man on your... Well, let me ask you. So, you didn't see anything woke. The reason I ask you that is because it got a little political because somebody baited the producer on the red carpet to mention about Trump and immigration because they're in Hollywood. And the guy's response was something to the effect, Superman is the ultimate immigrant, right? Because he came from a different world.
Yeah.
Right.
Or Krypton.
Yeah. So then the right side of the party, which I hate this that we do this, that there's people here that do it. So the MAGA side of the party that went really hard right has now said, Superman and the writer has made it woke. It's nothing. His answer was nowhere near what that lady did for Snow White. You know how she completely trashed the box office of that movie. But Superman has not killed it at the box office like they hoped.
No, it did really good.
No, it's done not Superman level. Like,
was it because? Let me ask you this: the Jurassic Park or the Jurassic World came out.
No,
I think there's a couple of movies that
I've heard
came
that's
out
bad
too.
though.
could be.
I've heard that one's bad.
Bad?
Well, it only got like a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I loved it. Scarlett Johansson was great.
Of course.
Well, Scarlett Johansson, I would watch.
Great in
but
everything.
I don't do the. I've never been a Jurassic Park fan. I wanted the two kids to die in the first one. They were annoying the crap out of me. They kept screaming. And,
Can't believe your children.
yeah, I wasn't a big fan. So anyway, I'll go catch out Superman.
You better.
So my drama, I decided, I guess, Sunday night to recover from a weekend at my cousin's, and I thought to look up, like sometimes movies get past you and so much time has gone by and you realize, I never saw what that one was. So there was a movie called The Highwayman. It was Kevin Costner and Woody Harrelson. It was a movie about, okay, so y'all don't know this, I'm sure. Bonnie and Clyde were like Robin Hood. They were the husband or the boyfriend-girlfriend duo in the 30s, and they were robbing banks with Tommy guns, is what they call them, with machine guns and just stealing from banks at a time where the Great Depression was. So people were like really supporting them. But this is not a movie about them. This was a movie about the people trying to catch them.
Really?
Oh, it's really cool.
That's cool.
So it was from there, and the people that did it were old Texas Rangers. So the guys that used to be like on horses way back in the day in the Texas Rangers, which is the Texas Rangers baseball team, but it's that era of the guys that used to go catch bad guys. And these guys are retired now. And it's Kevin Costner and Woody Harrelson. They get together and they go chasing them. It's really well done.
So Woody Harrelson and Kevin Costner are retired guys in the film?
They're retired guys, retired Rangers that have been asked to go hunt Bonnie and Clyde. So the movie doesn't let you see Bonnie and Clyde are heroes. They let you see that people are loving them, but they show the real part about Bonnie and Clyde just murdering cops, and that's what they were doing. They would just blow their heads off. So yeah, it's a little graphic in some scenes.
It's not for Emma if it's violent in any way.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't want to see parts of it. It's pretty good. But the movie's really good. But it also then made me watch a series called True Detective because Woody Harrelson was so good in that. So I was like, man, there was a series that Warren used to tell me about on HBO. And Marty and I started it Monday night. It is now Wednesday night. Tonight we're going to finish the 8 episodes of the series. Like, she tried to talk me into staying up last night so we could keep watching it. It is so good.
It's just one season?
They've done 4 seasons, but it's really cool. What they did is they have grade A actors as the 2 detectives. So in this one, it is Matthew McConaughey. Oh man, that dude can act.
He's good.
He is so good. But Woody Harrelson's in this too, and they're partners that actually don't like each other very well. And they're trying to get this guy. But the next season, so there's 4 seasons. The next season, it's Vince Vaughn and another guy. So it's like
they rotate them.
Yeah, the grade A actors again, and it's another story. So
I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. How about you? Got any drama?
No, I went to go see Jurassic World Rebirth.
Now my buddy liked it too.
It was good. I mean, it's not as, I guess, graphic as it used to be. I mean, this one, it's a group of people that are paid high dollar to go to an island where they were doing testing on.
Wasn't that the first one? Wasn't the first one like that?
It's 1 through 7 are like that.
Okay.
But it was kind of like they need to go in, get samples of 3 different dinosaurs so that they can recreate them. Or no, it was for life-saving medicine.
Yeah.
And they had tracked down that these 3 dinosaurs, their blood, whatever they put in them to make them, would cure a lot of people from whatever disease it might have been.
Okay.
And so it started off as a big money scheme that they're going to sell it to big pharma companies and stuff like that. And then at the end, the guy who was financing the whole trip, he was the one that
you
knew.
tell the end.
I mean, every Jurassic
He was
World,
about to go.
It's the same
He's about
thing.
to tell us the end.
It's all the same
Okay,
thing.
so the Titanic sank.
Yeah.
So
we knew that right when it came out.
All right.
But no, I mean, obviously the guy who you knew was going to die, he died, and then they took him and went by that.
Oh my! You did just tell the end.
I did. Well, who's gonna watch it and not know the end? Those are so.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any else.
You would be
I haven't
able to
seen
predict
the
it.
first one, and I refuse. And I am not the guy that was the big in the first one. Jeff Goldblum. Do you remember that guy?
Wait, why isn't
Yeah,
Chris Pratt in
Not a fan.
these?
Huh?
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt. What?
Why isn't he in these? In this one?
In which one?
I'm so confused.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, they've got 3 of them on the new. You know, they have Jurassic Park and they have Jurassic World.
What the heck? Why?
Jurassic Park is the old ones with
Is that-
Jeff Goldblum or that guy.
This one that came out is Jurassic Park.
This is Jurassic World.
So which one has Chris Pratt in them?
Jurassic World.
Why?
Is he in this?
No.
He is not.
Why? That's what my question was.
Yeah. Now we
Probably
got
had
through-
contract fallouts. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Maybe he was making a new Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's possible he could have chosen another movie over a third movie that's completely predictable.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it though. I had fun.
All right. So you don't know this. You wouldn't know it at all. In fact, have you even heard the word Sixth Sense?
I mean, the movie Sixth Sense.
I mean, have you
I've
ever heard
never
of the movie
watched
Sixth
it,
Sense?
but I've heard of it. Yes.
Okay. So when Brian and I, long before a podcast, we were buddies, which is interesting because somebody said, I think I forgot to mention this. When I was at the reunion, the little party that my cousin threw last weekend, I got busted for something I said on air. You forget about people listening to this thing. And so apparently I was derogatory about the people that go to Golden Corral.
Oh.
And somebody in my family goes, "Hey, what's wrong with Golden Corral?" I'm like, "Oh." I said, "Did you listen?"
Did it click right then and there? Or did you say, what
No, I
are you
knew.
talking about?
No, I was a little vague. I was like, I didn't just say anything about Golden. I was like, oh, you listen to the show. I was talking about, I was like, hey, Golden Corral in West Virginia is a whole
That's
different event.
Weird.
Let's go hand in hand.
I did have to cover myself a little bit, so you got to be careful what you say. But back to the Sixth Sense. So, well, the people said, talking about how Brian and I have a pretty good rapport. And I was like, we've been doing this since the 90s, like the early 90s. I think he and I started working together in 94. Well, whenever the Sixth Sense came out, I'm working, and Brian is coming over to just bullshit. And he says, hey, have you seen the Sixth Sense? I was like, no. He said, you think you see it? I was like, I don't know, maybe when it comes out. So he starts telling me the story, and he literally tells me, I knew there was something that's a big punchline at the end of it. He told me the punchline. I was like, did you just tell me the end of the movie? And he said, well, you said you weren't going to watch it. I was like, eventually I will. And he said, well, and I was like, you Sixth Sense motherfucker. And so the next 40 years of our friendship or 30 years of our friendship, whenever one of us does that to the other about telling a punchline or a joke, before, you Sixth Sense motherfucker. We still do that to this day.
That was Bruce Willis.
It was Bruce Willis, yeah. So that's a good movie, by the way. You need to check it out. All right. Is that everything for drama?
What, Happy Gilmore not coming out?
Oh, man.
Happy
You
Gilmore
want to see
hit?
that?
Oh, of course.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
The trailers don't look too good to me.
I think it's just going to be a big. I love Adam Sandler. Like,
Yeah.
I go to that dude's comedy shows.
I kind of they lose their luster to me when they start looking older than they were when they were originally on there.
I think
know,
that's
I
what
should say
happens.
That is what happens. Human nature.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah,
It's going to be a lot of big stars in it from what I heard.
I'll probably wait till it hits.
Is it just like a
It is coming out on Netflix.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's not coming out.
Adam Sandler has a contract with Netflix. Nothing of his goes to the theaters.
Oh.
It only goes straight. It goes straight to Netflix.
Yeah. I do like comedy specials that come straight out on Netflix. Where what's the guy we like? Nate Bargatze. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Bargatze.
Nate Bargatze. His stuff comes out on Netflix.
Yeah, he's funny. I like him.
And,
Shane Gillis.
And oh shoot, Dave Chappelle. Man,
He's good too.
he's a guy that I can go watch an old one and still just laugh like I hadn't heard it before.
Have you seen the guy? He's bald headed. He's got a beard. Oh, man.
Not the guy that takes his shirt off.
No, that's Bart or Bert
Yeah.
Kreischer. No, the other one that's actually friends with Bert Kreischer. He's got like a dry, funny to him that you will laugh the entire time.
Oh, I have to check
He
it
talks
out.
about his kids all the time. His kids call him by his name. I just can't remember his name.
On to sports.
It's time for sports.
All right. So, are you a race fan at all?
I entertain it. Like I kind of keep up with it, but I don't typically watch the races.
So, do you know the story of SVG
I don't. Are you talking about at Sonoma or are you talking just
in general?
not really.
Okay, so
Not at all.
It's a really, really cool story. So Shane Van Gisbergen is his name. So it would be like somebody that played Australian rules football that came to the NFL and started kicking 70-yard field goals, like out of nowhere, right? You'd be like, where does this guy come from? So it's the exact same scenario in racing. So you have pro racers who are the best of the best that race every single week and been racing for years. And they do more road courses now than they've ever done. Well, Trackhouse Racing is one of the race teams. They have Ross Chastain and Suarez. They wanted an international third team so that they could broaden NASCAR globally. So they created a team to be able to have an international guy come. Well, this guy was racing in New Zealand, killing it. So he's in New Zealand and Australia racing down there and winning race after race after race. And they're in stock cars, which is not the open wheel cars like Formula One and IndyCar. It's just like they're running. But so they're racing regular cars, and they said that was an advantage for them picking him to come to America versus an open wheel driver because it's such a big difference about rubbing the car against other people. He knew how to rub against other people. And his very first race 2 years ago was in Chicago. He won. Like, he got in a car and he's racing. And when you consider this guy, and he looks like he's 30 years old, when you consider down there, he's racing on the left side of the car, or actually the right side of the car. He's driving and shifting gears with a different hand. He's changing gears with different feet work. And then on this side, he's on the right side of the car, the correct side of the car. He's on the left side, and he's now totally shifting differently. And his first race wins. He has now won 4 road courses, and I think I heard he's won 4 races faster than anyone else has won 4 races in his career.
All right, a road course, you have a lot of shifting of the road course, right?
Yeah.
Shift up, shift back, forth, left, right.
Yep. So his advantage is a lot of the guys grow up doing oval racing, dirt tracks or pavement. And not a lot of them do road courses. So he's a ringer. And so what has happened over time is people will find, in order to win a race for their sponsors, they'll get someone like A.J. Allmendinger. That's a guy that runs road courses in the United States. And he's pretty good, and they're ringers. But this guy, he is awful on the ovals. You would think that would be an easy thing to pick up, but he's been awful on the ovals. He's still like 25th overall in points, but he's now in the championship. And so last week they were at Sonoma, and he won the Xfinity race on Saturday from the pole, and he won the NASCAR race from the pole.
So they can run the Xfinity and the NASCAR.
Yeah. As an event, they can't run the whole season.
Okay.
They used to be able to run the whole season. You could run the truck series, you could run the Xfinity race, and you could run the NASCAR race. And NASCAR stupidly said you can't do that anymore. They were catching heat from people saying, "Well, that's a seat that someone coming up could get. So why are the full-time drivers coming into the seat?" Well, so that more people come to the race.
Yeah.
So anyway,
More seats in the stands.
SVG won again. This week they're at Dover. I do have Kevin's picks for Dover. If he can call in, he's not sure if he can call in later in the show or not. Everything okay, Emma?
So is the truck series, is this like single A, double A,
Exactly.
major league, like that type of deal?
That's exactly how it is. So you move your way up. So a lot of the NASCAR guys you see have moved their way up from the truck series into the Xfinity series into that series. Not all of them, but most of them have. So this week they're headed to Dover, which Dover is kind of like, was supposed to be like a Bristol, which was
Like a short track
It's a
type
short track. It's concrete and it's banked, but it's not banked as high as Dover is. And it just hasn't panned out. It used to be great races, but now it's more like just a what they call clean air race, where if you're in first place, you have an advantage because the guy in second place has dirty air and he can't get around you. So it's been a little bit anticlimactic.
Was Sonoma, was that boring to watch? I saw that
Road courses historically are.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that he led for 97 out of the 110 laps.
So it's kind of funny you say that. It will get boring, but to me, I like him so much, and he's so dominant. It's like watching the Yankees.
Yeah.
They're just that good, and you just want to know, how can this guy keep pulling away? He pulled away so far that he ran off the track and still steered back from the grass back onto the track and was still 3 seconds ahead of the second place guy, and then started pulling away again.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's that good.
I've seen a couple TikToks that NASCAR will post, and they'll pick out a driver and they'll say start, bench, cut. Have you seen that stuff? So start, bench, cut.
Oh, okay.
They said super speedway, road course, and short track.
Yeah.
And they started the road course, so that's their favorite. That's what they were saying their favorite was. Was they would start the road course, and then they would go into a short track, and then they would cut the super speedway.
I'm the opposite of that entire thing.
I mean, I like watching Daytona, but you know.
Well, the road courses are. This last race was decent because they could find matchups in the middle of the pack to still keep you interested in it, and because of the new coverage. And I'm liking this a lot. I don't like some of the announcers that are coming on the air. There's one guy in particular, and his voice just grates me. But because HBO Demand is doing the races, or HBO Max, you can go on HBO Max and you can pick any driver and you can get their car vantage point. You don't have to hear the announcers at all.
Oh, really?
And you get to watch them go around the track.
Is it like first person, or is it a camera that completely stays on that?
Completely first person. So they'll be on the bumper, on the front bumper. So you'll see them going right up to the car, or the turns if he's in the lead. And then they'll do it from the driver's perspective, and then they'll do it from the back bumper, depending on what's going on.
That's pretty cool.
It's really cool.
Can you get like 3 screens set up for it?
They haven't yet. They haven't done that, so it's just the camera changes, the viewpoint changes. But it seems like whoever's producing it knows, okay, he just passed somebody, so they go to the rear camera so you can see the guy banging on him.
Oh, okay.
And then what's also cool is you can hear. So you can hear the teams talking to the driver.
That's cool.
And you can hear the spotter go, get him. And then he'll turn and he goes, damn right. And
that's cool.
So
I'll have to watch a race like that because I mean, you know, it could get boring.
It is more, it's more interesting. You have to know the players.
Right.
So, you got to know. So, they're at Dover this week. We'll get those picks from Kevin and Brian if he replies back to me. F1 is at summer break. FU. And then...
Sorry, was I supposed to pick up on that?
Yeah, sorry. F1. Head to
FU.
Okay, there you go.
There you go.
Perfect. They head to Belgium on July 27th, so that's still another week.
How long is their summer break?
I think it must be 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah. It's like a 3 weeks or a month they take off in the middle of the summer because they travel all over the world. I guess we'll just give them a break. So, which when you watch Drive to Survive, that's a neat part because they're back home and relaxing again. And
gosh, that turnaround time.
Yeah,
it's quick.
Do you know anything about F1? Have you ever watched Drive to Survive?
No.
Watch a season of it, and you'll be hooked on F1.
Really?
Yeah. Pick the most recent season to watch.
F1's early in the morning, right?
It's early in the morning, so Sunday morning you can get up, have coffee, eat a little breakfast, and the race is done most of the time.
Okay.
Yep. But Christian Horner is at the head of Red Bull, and he got fired last week, like out of the blue, just got let go. Yeah. So here's something interesting. If I asked you the difference between Belgium and Belgian, do you know the difference?
I would imagine that a Belgian is a person that lives in Belgium.
Exactly. It's funny you say that. Okay, no. Okay, I know you think that sounds obvious, but here's why I brought this up. Because Belgium is the country, right?
Right.
And I thought, okay, the Belgium Grand Prix. But ESPN called it the Belgian Grand Prix, and I was like, damn, do I not know the country name? Like, am I that dumb? So I second guess myself. So it's a miswriting to call it the Belgian Grand Prix. The Belgian are the people. The Belgians are the people.
Well, Belgian waffle. So maybe they have different grammar over there. I don't know.
It's an adjective, could be.
Possible.
I don't know.
I would think maybe,
Yeah. So, anyway, I just thought that was interesting grammar. Wimbledon update. I'm going to call it Yawner Final, but before the show, you told me how much you enjoyed it.
I don't watch a lot of tennis, but I'm a big pickleball player. Love pickleball.
Oh, wow.
So
You like beating the 80-year-olds?
yes, no, those 80-year-olds, don't let them fool you.
Yeah.
But so I don't know. Earlier this year, we were actually at the lake, and we were watching. It was just on the TV, and I never knew how the point system worked. My dad was a tennis player in high school.
You didn't know how they score in tennis?
I have no idea because I know how they do it
kids
in
don't do
pickleball, but I mean, like what the terminology was. So I just did a little crash course. I watched a couple of videos, did a lot of research on the internet while I was watching. And all of a sudden, tennis got interesting because now I knew what they were fighting for, what they were going for,
Yeah.
So
Tennis is exciting.
yeah, if you know what's going on,
Yeah.
it's exciting. It's not like F1 where you have to actually know the driver.
Yeah.
I can know the game and stuff like that. But, I was watching the center. I think my dad is a center guy. I think he is a center guy.
See, once you get busted for PEDs, it's hard for me to like you. I mean, and he got busted for PEDs, and if he had served his time and came back, that was fine. But he never served any time because they let him go. And his excuse was, I didn't know what was in the cream. His massage therapist, air quote, had a cream and he didn't know what was in it, and they let him off. When they use that excuse, Mark McGuire used that excuse way back in the day, right? I mean, that's been used forever, and no one ever got away with that excuse, and he did. So a lot of the tennis world is not a big fan of his. Plus, I'm an Alcaraz fan.
You're an Alcaraz guy.
And when I saw that he was losing,
He looked defeated. He looked defeated so he won the first game. Alcaraz won the first game, I think. Is that correct?
That's right.
And then the center wiped him out after that.
Yeah.
He was on fire.
Yeah.
And then after, center got him up on the second game, and then after he won the next one, he was done. That last game he was toast.
So I was also interested in a ladies' final because that was the American. Semenov, or what her name was, something like that. It was Russian name, but she was truly an American. She played at Penn. I was doing some research, and dude, when she beat Sabalenka, if I'm saying the names right, when she beat her in the semis, I told all my friends, now you can't lose to Finland. Do you guys know what that means? I knew you wouldn't, and that's why I was going to write it on the agenda, but I know if I did, you'd look it up. Because you do your research.
I'm not going to come in here sounding stupid.
Yeah, you don't want to be not prepared, so you always come prepared. Emma, have you ever heard you can't lose to Finland?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so everybody knows the 1980, and maybe you guys don't. I love our generation gap, but in 1980, the U.S. hockey team beat the Soviet Union's, the Russian team, right? The Miracle on Ice. That was the semis.
Oh.
So you can't then lose to Finland in the finals, or it was for naught. You got to win the gold medal. Everybody thinks we beat the Soviet Union to win the gold, but we didn't.
It's because that's a stinking movie.
That was right.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
But the same thing happened back in the day. The whole country was celebrating that we beat the Russians, but we still had to go beat Finland. So you can't lose to Finland. So when Asemenov beat Sabalenka, I was like, you can't lose to Finland.
Can't lose to Finland.
She got swept. She didn't even win a game in the finals. She got beat by Finland.
Yeah, she got smoked.
Yeah.
Did we beat Finland
We did win.
in hockey?
5-2. I just made it up. Made it sound like I'd know it.
All right, let's go to the iPad and look that one up.
You can look that up. All right, so on to the last one, and I did not put I was not going to put this in until your dad texted me this week and asked me the question. Did you watch the All-Star game?
I didn't watch the All-Star game. I was asleep last night at 8:15.
That's what happens when you work a real summer job out in the heat, right?
It
heats after.
It'll take it out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even watch a home run derby.
So your dad asked me if what was the guy's name? Cal Raleigh or
Cal Raleigh.
Yeah. So I didn't know who Cal Raleigh.
You said I don't even know who that dude is.
I have no idea who it is. And Brian Sly in our group text said he only knows Orioles, and that's not true either. I don't know two Orioles. I really don't. So I just tried to think of one of them, and I couldn't.
Jackson Holiday, there's one.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So I didn't know, but I did know if he had not said his real name, if he'd have told his nickname. Do you know what the nickname of Cal Raleigh is?
He's a big dude. I mean, probably something working with Beast or Big.
All right, I would put this in the Mount Rushmore of nicknames.
What we got?
He's the big dumper.
The Big Dumper.
For that reason.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know how his teammates gave him that, but that's been his nickname. And it is interesting. He's the first catcher to have won the home run derby.
That was cool. And he came into the All-Star break with the highest amount of home runs, 38, in the first half of the season, which is astonishing. People used
Oh, is
to
that right? He has more home runs
Yes, 38.
for the All-Star break than ever?
Going into the home run derby.
Wow.
And I don't know if that was just a participant of the home run derby or what, but he has 38, Judge has 35 right now, which we used to hit 40 home runs in a year.
Yeah.
Like Jose Bautista, he hit like 44, 45, whatever.
Yeah.
It was crazy to get to 50.
That is an amazing time right now. Did you happen to see how they ended the All-Star game last night?
The swing off.
Okay, so what was the format of that?
I
How did they
don't
do
know.
that? Because I saw Schwarber, the guy that's with the Phillies.
Yeah. He ended it.
Okay, he ended it, but did they do a group of them, or do you just send your man up and the American League sends their man up?
I had no idea.
We need David to.
Yeah.
David.
Because he watched it. Because he said he didn't go to bed till 3 a.m. last night.
I guarantee you we will hear something from him.
Oh, by the way, USA beat Finland 4-2.
I was damn close.
You were.
You gotta admit,
1980.
that was pretty close. By the way, we just got a text. I have not mentioned what our Mount Rushmore is later, but this is the sports segment, so I at least want to throw it out there. Our Mount Rushmore is the top Alabama football players, and I would say of all time, but it's not really. You guys were upset that you don't
Roll Tide.
Yeah, you don't want. So is it the Nick Saban era forward? Right? I mean, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, well, for me, and I guess this was Emma's gripe too.
Yeah.
Is I'm limited because when I got my whereabouts about me when I was about 7 or 8 years old, Saban was the coach, so
Yeah.
I only really know
Winning.
number one, winning, but two, from when I was 7 until now.
Yeah.
I'm 23
He's saying
now.
we're not old.
I'm fine with that.
Listen,
I'm fine.
One
with
day
that.
you're going to be my age, Emma, and it's
gonna
going
be
to come
dead.
back and haunt you.
You're gonna be dead. You'll come back and haunt me.
I will too. I'm going to make whatever creek right around you.
Okay.
Yep. All right. So let's get into what's happening.
It's time for news.
Oh, just got the answer last night. I love David listens to this show.
He went on Google and copy pasted it.
Real time correction. Don't discount his intelligence.
No, he watched the whole thing.
Okay, so each team had 3 players go up, each with 3 swings. That's pretty good.
And that was just that was it. Whoever
That's
hit
it.
the most home runs.
Out of, I guess, 9 hits, whoever has the most home runs.
I mean, I kind of liked it.
I do too. Plus, it's an all-star game. Who gives a
That's right.
damn? It's an exhibition.
I mean, that was super cool and Dad explained to me, he said, because it now means home field advantage of the world.
Are they back to that again?
That's what he told me today.
I thought they dropped that.
There had to be a winner. There couldn't, and they ran out of pitching. That's why
Yeah.
they don't do that format, because there was only a certain amount of pitchers, certain amount of players, and you rotate them through. And once you pull a starter, or a starter can re-enter the game.
Yeah.
But once you pull a guy from the bench, he's dead. So they would have had to put the starters back in.
So, David, if you could clarify, are the 3 players the ones that hadn't played in the game and they held them back, or did they just pick who they think the top 3 home run hitters are and they could choose whoever? I would think you'd choose your best 3 home run hitters.
Yeah,
to
but I
make
think
more
it probably just runs a risk of injury if someone played in the first and second inning and then it's been 3 hours,
Yeah.
2 hours.
I'm sure they could
whatever it is.
refuse if they didn't want
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they could.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
I hope they don't go to that format.
It might be a cool managerial decision is, okay, I'm not playing you guys because I might need you to hit the home runs.
Oh, yeah,
for us
yeah.
in the-
That's true.
yeah.
That's true. They, I hope they don't do that, make that a permanent thing ever, because, I mean, if I'm down at Myrtle Beach or Charleston and I want to catch a minor league game,
Yeah.
I want to watch all the extra innings.
Yeah.
Because I want to stay there as long as possible.
Right.
I enjoy that.
Yeah.
I want to drink another beer.
There you go. That's just still weird for me to hear you say drink another beer. I still remember you as the 9-year-old pitcher phenom on our team. Oh, I'm getting some really good feedback from the Fantasy Football League group. Of who are the best Mount Rushmore Alabama football players? So
I bet you're going to get some good ones, but they're couldn't be perfect.
Yep.
Couldn't be perfect.
That's what's We're not doing the UVA Mount Rushmore.
There is no UVA Mount Rushmore.
All right.
They put Tony Bennett in it.
Let's talk about what's happening now. Let's get in some kind of real news here. So I don't know if you're familiar with this news, but it's the Epstein talk. Do you know anything about the Epstein guy?
I mean, yeah, I keep hearing him pop up. Obviously, I know, all about Epstein Island and all that, the list and everything like that. But I just hear, the only thing I ever hear people talking about is Trump and the Epstein list.
Exactly.
That's all
I keep trying to pin him with Epstein.
I don't hear anybody else's names coming up at this point. I mean, I know at the beginning it was like, oh, he was there, he was there, he was there.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because what I found was this clip, and this is one of the attorneys. Now, this is what's kind of interesting. So this guy, Alan Dershowitz, is on Fox News all the time. He's an attorney, but he's most famous for being in the O.J. Simpson case. Alan Dershowitz was one of the ones that said, hey, you can't use that DNA, right? So it was like the DNA may say what it is, but if you don't collect it right, it was that kind of thing. So he helped spread doubt. I think I got that right. So Alan Dershowitz is one of those legal experts that really does care about the law. And so he explains he was on the Epstein list. And so I remember that a few years back. How is that a-hole on Fox and being on the Epstein list? Well, he was one of the attorneys. So you have to watch seeing someone's name associated with Epstein, because it doesn't mean the guy went to the island.
Yeah.
That just because he had lunch with them doesn't mean that. So I can understand why people are worried about publishing a list of people. So let's hear what Alan Dershowitz is. A little bit long here, but it is a really good explanation of what he says of why there is no list right now.
Is the government hiding a client list or anything that the Trump administration could release tonight?
No, there is no client list. There never has been a client list. A client list suggests that Jeffrey Epstein made a list of people to whom he trafficked women. What there is a redacted FBI affidavit from accusers, and there are several of them, from accusers that accuse that accuse various people of having improper sex, and that has been redacted. The names of the people accused have been blacked out. Now, of course, because I was the lawyer and I did all the investigations, I know who all these people are. I could figure out, based on everything that I saw, who Mr. X is, Mr. Y is, and Mr. Z. I can tell you right now, none of them are public figures who are currently in office. Some of them were previously in office. Some of them are dead. But there is no client list. And the redactions could be undone if you go to court. So many of the things that are being suppressed by two judges in Manhattan, and they're doing it largely to protect the alleged accusers who are, in the view of the judges, victims, even though we don't know what their actual status is. But the judges have issued orders, which is why I can't disclose things I'd love to disclose, saying that you can't disclose this information. But Pam Bondi and the Justice Department and Donald Trump are not responsible for that. I don't know of any information that they could disclose that they haven't disclosed. Now, maybe there is some, but I'm simply not aware of it. And so I think it's important to place the blame where the blame deserves to be placed. The vast majority of people who are in the files, and I know them all, I've seen all the names, the vast majority of them have already been disclosed. They're in articles all over the world, they're in books that have been written. So if we got everything, you would be shocked how few names are there that haven't already been disclosed. The media hasn't, by the way, done a good enough job in finding the people who have been disclosed in the public record. So that's that list.
Okay.
That answers the question for me.
It does a lot. I will say, I've talked about this forever. Trump could do anything, and I'm still going to support Trump. But Trump is wrong in this particular subject. And he's way wrong because, of how he campaigned of being forthright with everything, transparency, right? That's what they kept saying over and over again. And he is not recognizing the outcry of what his staff has done. And he's the kind of guy that is loyal to the people that are loyal to him. Always has been. And Pam Bondi completely screwed the pooch when she first came on as Attorney General. She made it sound like that she was going to release everything and that Epstein was a horrible guy, and she kind of blew up what the list was going to be. And it's like she almost didn't do her homework to know the list has already been out. There's not anything more. So that's what she should have said. But they haven't done a press conference. They've done about that. They take questions and they give answers. And Trump has said stuff like, Trump has actually backhanded it like, are we still talking about this guy? And we have other things to get into. But when you're not forthright about the information, for example, Jeffrey Epstein killed himself, right? That whole thing. That he hung himself in a maximum security prison where no one had ever killed themselves before that because of the way they do things. But the 3 minutes that he would have killed himself are the same 3 minutes that the cameras aren't working. How would Jeffrey Epstein know that's when you need to kill yourself? The doorway of the suite that he lived in, which it's kind of like a college suite where it's different rooms in that little hallway. The main doorway was unlocked. So did that mean the interior doorways were unlocked? And what they will not release is who were the other prisoners that were in that suite. Somebody had the opportunity to be able to get in there to kill him. The autopsy that was done on him said that it was not by hanging. It was done by a press to the throat. So all of that stuff, you should, if you are forthright, do a special prosecutor. Have a press conference. Say that we're going to get to the bottom of it. Don't keep saying, see, they sent Kash Patel and Dan Bongino out to the press. And those guys made it sound like, we've seen it. There was nothing there. There's nothing to release. Yet there was a New York FBI guy that got fired because he hid files. There were tapes. There are literally videos in his room that have been released of CDs and tapes in a vault, in a safe. And in that safe were these, it just shows the video of this stuff. The FBI never sees that. They called the attorney and asked them to go through it first. Well, who was the guy that made that call? What I'm saying is there's so much about it that you can't just backhand it and say that it doesn't matter. And the right, the MAGA people that have supported Trump for so long are beside themselves. Charlie Kirk is beside himself, and he's the biggest Trump fan there is. You can't do it this way. They got to get on this thing. They can't just think that the news cycle is the news cycle. Everything does go away, but this has manifested itself. They should have handled this a completely different way.
I always wondered, just going back to the list, who keeps a list?
Yeah.
Like, I don't keep a list of people who walk in my house.
Right.
But maybe it's an island. Maybe it's far away. I don't know where it is. Maybe that's a requirement of all of that. Yeah. I don't have an island. I don't know. So that was what I was.
And you also got to remember, too, being old in the older days, they did keep, like, flight logs.
Yeah.
A list of people that would have been on the plane with them that went to the island.
Now, that makes sense.
That kind of
something
thing.
Like that. Yeah.
And the theory is, how did this guy make so much money? So he had the largest apartment in Manhattan. How did you get the money to be able to have the largest apartment? It was deeded over to him by one of the biggest financial people on earth who deeded it to him. Well, why would that guy deed you the biggest thing if it's not blackmail? Mm-hmm. So is he making his money by blackmail? It needs what do they call it, for financial audit, forensic audit. They need to go through and try to find out, how did this guy make his money? And nobody's reported any of that. The theory is, the dark theory from Tucker Carlson's one of them, is if you look at the things and the people that he was around, and he was donating money to the Israeli prime minister, the guy that was before Netanyahu, he paid him $12 million to write 2 letters. That was the thing. I need you to write 2 letters. And they said that he wrote one of the 2, but the guy still made $12 million. How does this guy get money? And why, of all people, would you send it to the head of Israel? So the theory is he was part of the underworld of the CIA. And when you take people to islands, you can P. Diddy them.
Yeah.
You have you have a way to blackmail them. And so that's the theory. And with all that, why would Trump try to hide that? I mean, not hide it, but why would he keep that down? Why not just open that stuff up? So I think he's trying to protect friends that are on the list.
Possibly.
Because he's from New York. He doesn't want some of the names that he's been friends with. But, he says he doesn't want people associated. Well, okay, write the guy's name down and say that he was not involved.
Yeah.
Okay, his name's associated, like Alan Dershowitz. Alan Dershowitz was his attorney. Alan Dershowitz says, I didn't do anything wrong. I actually am on his list because he would call me. I'm his attorney. So I think that they could do a much, much better job of that.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into a little fun. This is what I was going to call liberal tears. Listen to these three psychos in their little clip about what they're displeased about.
To be sanctioned. We are the bad guys on the world stage. We are a menace to not only free people everywhere, but we are a menace to peaceful people everywhere. We have to be stopped through the same kind of means that our country and others have used to rebuke a North Korea or a China or name a rogue state. We are the rogue state.
We tried to forget about him, but Ron DeSantis is still governor of Florida. He took the Comfy Couch hosts on a tour of the concentration camp that he's building in Florida in order to round up brown people, and throw them in a camp because he doesn't want them in Florida.
I think he is much more comfortable, like many dictators and many authoritarians, with state-sponsored television. When you go to a place like Russia, and I've actually been to Russia, you watch television, mainland China, you can't trust what you're hearing. And I think he is much more comfortable in that kind of space.
They just don't get it. And what they're complaining about, and we've been talking about this on the show for a while, one of Trump's successes here in the first part of the year of this second term of his is he has gotten on the 80 side of 80-20 subjects. He hasn't cared about what the traditional way Republicans did things. He hasn't cared about that's been a Democratic point that they do. He takes it. So he takes what they have wanted. For example, no tips on taxes, right?
No tax on tips.
No, thank you. No tax,
you're just backwards.
No tax on tips, thanks. So if no tax are on tips, you would think every Democrat in the world go, why in the world didn't we think of that? If we were the party for the people, why wouldn't we have thought that? But now we have to argue against them.
Yes.
So let's argue that this is only for 3 years, or this is only for $10,000 or up to $10,000, that kind of thing. He has totally taken the subject and made it his, and he's been the best at it. And all of those guys, and they're the prominent ones, they cannot find a leader. They don't know who to turn to. This week, have you seen that Gavin Newsom went on Sean Ryan?
I did not. No, you're talking about. See, Gavin Newsom, I saw him. He was with Charlie Kirk.
Yes, so he's
willing to go out. I think he's going to try to kind of make a run.
That is exactly why he's doing it, because he got such a bad rap from the fires, right when the fires hit
and the
LA.
homeless people and all that stuff. So, and he's about one of the worst characters you can ever have. I don't know that I can watch the Sean Ryan interview because he's so fake and he's so phony when he's trying to talk about things that come on, man, you're just trying to give the Bill Clinton answer, which is like polished and knows this or that. But he's definitely trying to put himself up. And the Democratic, there's a void there. They don't have a leader. Yeah,
it's just not good for them, but good for us. Meanie of the week. Do you have one?
I don't have one. I'll look one up real quick.
Yep, you can look one up. So the Mimi of the week is, if we can put serial numbers on every dollar bill, why can't we put one on every ballot?
Huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it makes sense.
They make it act like they can't keep track of the ballots. It doesn't mean you have to know who actually voted.
I mean,
how you voted.
Everybody knows the Social Security number.
Yeah, exactly. That person voted. That person voted. Why can't we do that?
They'd probably have way better tracking reporting.
Yep.
At that point in time, it'd be too good for people who are actually smart to go campaign and know which way somebody's voting, or
Well, speaking of that, what you just said, Atlanta, the All-Star game.
Yeah.
They got the All-Star game ripped away from them in 2021.
Yeah, it was like 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, Stacey Abrams talked about the disenfranchisement. I'm sure I didn't say that right either. You couldn't vote, right?
Yeah.
They were taking the vote away. And because they put enough pressure on Major League Baseball Baseball moved the All-Star game from Atlanta to Colorado.
Which is actually, it's a joke.
Okay, so this is 2025, 4 years later. Has the law changed since 2021? You got a beer back there?
Yep. First one ever.
Oh, my goodness.
So, has the law changed? The answer is no. But no one protested this time? You know, it's also phony.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a joke.
You know what was really sad about that, too, though? That was the year that Hank Aaron had passed away in 2021. So they did a tribute to him, and it would have been in Atlanta. Hammer and Hank got 715th home run. Is that the number? Broke the record while he was a Brave. So they were going to honor him.
And then they ripped it away for political reasons.
They rip it away for political reasons. But guess what? They didn't change the program. They still brought the wife out in Colorado. What the hell would they know about Hank Aaron? I mean, obviously I know about him, but I mean, come on. That's awful. So anyway, just more dumb stuff. All right, let's go to win.
We're going to win, and we're going to make America great again.
All right. You got Tom Homan ready? Cut 18? Listen to this.
Wait 3 or 5 years. Pardon me?
Are you an MS-13?
This is how you handle a heckler.
Hey, that's okay. Why don't you come up here and hand me that picture? Bring it. This guy wouldn't know it's right to serve his nation. This guy ain't got the balls to be an ICE officer. He hasn't got the balls to be a bomb show agent. This guy lives in his mother's basement. The only thing that surprised me, you'll have purple hair and a nose ring. Get out of here, you loser. And you're such a badass. Meet me off stage in 13 minutes and 50 seconds. I guarantee you, he sits down to pee. Guarantee.
Sits down to pee.
Oh, man, Tom Homan is so cool, man. That dude was retired.
They brought him out of retirement for it?
Yeah, Donald Trump brought him out of retirement to be the border czar, that he was going to fix the border. And guess how many crossings we had last month?
Probably like 2.
Zero. I mean, that dude is just incredible. Do not heckle Tom Homan. That was the event. Charlie Kirk, Turning Point USA. Mm-hmm. Is it Turning Point? Yeah, Turning Point. He had a thing called Student Action something, but it was SAS. And he had a crowd. I mean, he had so many big hitters in the Conservative Party at that, and Tom Homan, that was them. So that crowd was the student crowd. And what he's done is people like you that are young, Charlie Kirk, has done a great job of going on to college campuses and converting young men into Republicans.
Yeah.
And because young men were getting weenie-fied.
Yes.
And he has turned it around. I won't say single-handedly. He has a group, the Turning Point USA. When I was your age, it was called Young Republicans. And that's how I kind of sort of got hooked into the group. I was there already a little bit, but passionately hooked that there were people like me. And that's what he's done, is kind of made that whole thing. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Yeah.
All right. Let's get into the Mount Rushmore of Alabama football players. All right. So just some guidelines here.
Okay.
The Mount Rushmore is your top 5 football players. So there's the 5 on the Mount Rushmore, and the 5th is the Trump head.
Oh, okay.
So you want your top 5. Now, it doesn't have to be.
I didn't know that.
What do you mean you didn't know? You're here every week.
Oh, well, I will be honest. I didn't either. I got 4, but I'd come up with another one real quick. I do have an honourable mention.
Yeah, okay, so that could be your Mount. That's your Trump head.
It's more of a joke. Honourable mention.
Okay, well, it's probably the same one I got too, because I got one like that too.
It probably is.
All right, so give me your Mount Rushmore of Alabama football players, and Emma, I'll ask you yours next. All right.
Do you want reasoning behind it?
Yeah, you can give it to me.
Okay. All right. So my number 1, not number 1 all the time, but my first one is A.J. McCarron.
Oh, my God.
A.J. McCarron won 3 national championships in 4 years.
I thought it was the girlfriend that he had.
Oh, she was good looking, too. No, I mean, you go back and you look at it, it's hard. I was talking a little bit earlier. It's hard to put Tua or Jalen because they were both like, Tua goes out, Jalen comes in. Jalen goes out, Tua goes in. It was mixed match. So for that time, it was hard to kind of pick one.
I can do that.
If I go in and I kind of dissect it a little bit, when the national championships started coming on, you had Greg McElroy, who was on that 2009 or 2010 team. That was AJ's freshman year.
Okay.
So he redshirted that year. He didn't play. But he redshirted that year, but that is, he got a ring for it.
Yeah.
He got a ring for it. So he won 3 out of 4, and he was pretty dominant.
Let me say this, too, because you mentioned this, and I wanted to talk about this. So this is just who you think, right? I mean, that's what it is. This is an opinion part of the show. And I love debates like this. This is when you're sitting having a beer with your buddies and you're talking about players and that kind of thing. So part of my question, because I got a guy here that I think I want you to talk about when we get to my picks, is did they have to be good pros?
No, because you just said the Mount Rushmore of Alabama football players.
Right, but it is influential to me a little bit because
I can respect that.
But A.J. McCarron wasn't a pro. He didn't pan out as a pro.
He did better in his, I think he was in the UFL or the USFL.
Okay.
He was one of the two. That was more recently started, and he did okay.
Okay, so
but he's retired now. He's actually on a podcast.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, the guy's smart. All right. Next, who you got?
I have got Will Anderson.
Oh, man.
Defensive player. And I tell you, Bama's had some amazing defensive players in the years.
Yeah.
But it's another kind of Jalen Tua situation where you've got Deron Payne, but you've also got Jonathan Allen right next to him. So it's hard to establish who's a better or who's a best out of that.
Yeah.
Just because, but Will Anderson, not saying he was the only one on the line, but he was the one that was making the plays. He was a playmaker.
That guy reminded me, what I liked about him was he's one of those guys that every single play, you're actually watching him instead of the offense that's going against him. Most games you're watching the offense and what they're doing. I would tend to gravitate towards him because he was doing something on the line.
He's a large presence. He was like 6'5", big old long arms. I mean, he was
with a motor.
Yeah, just kept on going.
And that's what I love.
Stopped.
I mean, it's like certain guys you like watching play that just have a motor. Those Bosa guys, the Bosa brothers, I mean, those guys, when they played, it's on when that ball snaps. Okay.
Yeah.
What you got?
So next, we're going to go, that was the easiest one, is Derrick Henry.
So he's kind of your like number one.
Yeah, I mean I would say that's the easiest one. He's my number one. The best, just because,
Yeah.
His 2 years. I mean, he came in as a true freshman.
Yeah.
In the Sugar Bowl against Oklahoma, and Bama was getting smacked around a little bit, and he came in and he did very well his freshman year. So, and then he had 2 more years after that. That was,
and he won a Heisman.
And he won a Heisman.
Yeah.
So then next, another Heisman winner, Devontae Smith. He was another one where obviously there's a lot. Everybody on this list is going to have.
See the receiver at the Eagles?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, you got the year with Henry Ruggs, Jerry Jeudy, Jalen Waddle. And Devontae Smith. They were all great. Devontae had that 1 year that he was absolutely unstoppable for a wide receiver to win the Heisman.
Yeah.
It's kind of fairly impressive.
That's a guy that has had a successful NFL career, I would say, right?
Oh, yeah.
But he was so little, I thought there's no way this guy's going to make it in the NFL.
He's like 108
he's still doing
pounds,
it.
something like that. It's
he's
crazy.
He's still doing it.
Yeah, very. He's super impressive. Maybe that's part of it, too, is his size.
Here's your Trump head.
I'll go back and forth a little bit on this one. How about I give my honorable mention?
Okay.
Honorable mention, Forrest Gump.
That's who I had.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
Sorry, I didn't mean to take that from you.
That's okay. What's cool as a fan, Chris Lax messaged me this weekend and said, make Forrest Gump one of your guys. Yeah, that's funny you did that. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I love Eddie Jackson. I don't know if you know who Eddie Jackson is.
I don't.
So Eddie Jackson was one of those not super hard-hitting safeties, but he was a strong safety, free safety, and he was actually a kick returner as well.
The only defensive back guy I can remember is Teague. Was he an Alabama guy?
What year was that?
Oh, okay. So it might be
2008.
I do remember some. I remember some back.
Javier Arenas was good. He was a kick returner.
All right, Emma, who you got? Who's in your?
Very similar to his.
Well,
I did Devontae Smith, Derrick Henry. I never watched this one play, but I've watched him in the NFL. So Julio Jones.
Heck yeah, he's on mine.
He's fantastic. He really was.
So then I have 3.5. So my half would be Jalen Hurts, but
yeah, he's in mine too. You and I have very similar.
I Alabama's stupid, so I couldn't think of anything else.
So, David, your dad, I asked him to give me your list, give me his list, and we could compare them. So, he's got number 1, and I was like, this dude was number 3 for me, but his number 1, which is his George Washington, was Derek Thomas.
Derek Thomas.
That dude was a beast. But I knew him actually more in the NFL. I think he had
with Kansas
7
City.
sacks in a game or something like that. Yeah, he was incredible. A horrible way he ended his life, though. I think it was like a traffic accident or something.
Let me see.
High-speed traffic accident.
He died at Jackson Memorial Hospital in Miami, Florida.
His, oh, really? He was in Miami?
Yes.
I think it was after a Super Bowl. I think it was after a Super Bowl.
He's 33 years old.
Yeah. This number 2 on David's list, I did not know went to Alabama. That was when I did this list. I was like, holy cow.
Oh, yeah.
Ozzie Newsome.
Ozzie Newsome. Yeah, you didn't know that?
Yeah, I didn't know that. Huh. Number 3 was number 3 on my list as well, and I ended up crossing him out. And I'll tell you, I got influenced a little bit by my research after that. But I had him before I did my research. Chris Samuels, the offensive lineman, he played for the Redskins for a long time.
My dad had him on his list.
He's got him at number 3. Yeah.
Showing his age a little bit.
Well, Chris Samuels never let, I think his last season, he won the, whatever the trophy is for best offensive lineman.
Yeah.
He never allowed a quarterback pressure, not just a sack. He never even allowed a guy to pressure the quarterback. That's how good he was.
That's impressive.
Yeah. And then he has Derrick Henry, number 4, and Julio Jones, number 5. And on my list, I'm going to just talk about, because I know you guys think I'm old school. There's a lot of people that do not know that these players had actually played, and you guys probably don't even know the name. I know you do, but Joe Namath was a quarterback at Alabama. You can win a lot of trivia questions by knowing that. Most people would not associate Broadway Joe with being an Alabama guy, but he had played there. Bart Starr, I did not know that until doing this research for the podcast. I did not know that Bart Starr was an Alabama guy. That's crazy. And a guy, Kenny Stabler, was all 3 of those guys are Hall of Famers, obviously. And I didn't know that Alabama was quarterback U.
Did you know that the first 3 Super Bowls were all Alabama quarterbacks?
No kidding. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. That'd be those 3 guys I just mentioned. So, and then there was a guy, John Hanna, who was regarded as one of the best offensive linemen of all time, was a New England Patriot forever. I didn't know that he was an Alabama guy. But to my list, it's going to be the same guys you got. My number 1 guy, my George Washington, was Derrick Henry. I have Jalen Hurts in mine. And I know you said he was balancing with Tua.
I couldn't get behind him. I would choose Tua over Jalen. Jalen probably wouldn't have made my list.
You are your dad. Your dad said if I had to pick a quarterback on the list, I'd take Tua.
Tua was head and shoulders. I mean, I guess if you watch the games, you saw.
Yeah.
Like Jalen could make something happen.
Yeah.
But he wasn't the greatest passer. Yeah. I think the Eagles have done a great job developing him, but he's still not there.
So I like leadership as much as anything. I don't really care. So, I mean, I do care that you're talented or whatever, but that dude was just cool.
Yeah. He has a soft spot in my heart. He really does. I mean, I love the guy. He just wouldn't make my Mount Rushmore.
Yep. Derek Thomas I had, Julio Jones I had Forrest Gump. But, dude, I'm going to pick my 5th guy. Well, let me ask you this. This guy would have been in my top 5, but I got chickened out when I started looking at the list. I looked at, it was an Alabama football fan log. So the Alabama fans listed their list. And this guy was so far down the list, I was like, I can't put him on this. Eddie Lacy.
Eddie Lacy was a dog.
That dude.
Yeah. I mean, he's so good. He had a spin move like no one other.
He was like, to me, like a Ricky Williams, before your time, and Earl Campbell, a guy that could just mow you over.
Yes.
And you were scared to try to tackle that.
He was the one. He was with AJ McCarron when they played Notre Dame in 2012 when they beat up on them pretty good, like 42 or 49-14.
Yeah,
he was a running back then. Him and T.J. Yeldon, who could possibly truly be an honorable mention. T.J. Yeldon.
Well, I'm going to put the dude I put 5th on my list because I think he will be there. Is that Ryan Williams?
Yes, Ryan Williams, he's good.
That wide receiver you got?
Unfortunately, he did not have a quarterback last year. Not someone who could.
Will it happen this year? They got a new offensive coordinator, right?
Well, so it's actually the original offensive coordinator that DeBoer came with.
Yeah.
Ryan Grubb, and he came back.
Yeah.
He was head coach. He went maybe the NFL. Oh, he went to Seahawks.
Yeah,
he went to Seahawks. Yep. And then panned out for 1 year, and then he came back. came back to daddy.
So the fantasy football guys that I said that we were having this, and of course I said, hey, we were talking about pick your 5 best Mount Rushmore. And the first response, the guy says, Top Golf.
Top Golf? What's Top Golf mean?
Well, he's the guy that has the Android, so maybe he doesn't know the process of reading things. So Rupert said Ozzie Newsome. Is DeMeco Ryans?
DeMarco Ryan.
I read DeMeco. What's DeMarco? What did he play? Do you remember?
I think he was on the. I'm not sure. I mean, he's Houston's head football coach.
And then there's another guy that says Case Keenum was so good, you think he'd went to Alabama.
Yeah.
And then, of course, he replied back he was too good. So that's a Houston guy that right there. So then you get into the squabble and you lose the momentum of what the point was. But anyway, that's a good Mount Rushmore. All right, we need to have.
How about Brian's? Brian put one up. He text one.
Brian did not send one. I don't know if I asked Brian. He's not part of the show today. So
I'll keep him out then.
Yeah. Let's see. Brian, David Baxter, what is blood clots?
That's how Derek Thomas died.
Oh, I thought it was a car crash.
Yeah, no, he sent that in after we talked about it.
Huh. Well, who am I thinking of that died in a car crash after the Super Bowl?
Dwayne Haskins?
Huh. No. I have to look that up. I'll be more prepared next week then. Let's go liberal tears. All right. So what I say about liberal tears is I've got liberal friends. That's fine. I know every time they post something, it would be something that irks me. And it makes me want to comment. But I have learned in my life that doesn't do any good. It's not like even if you had a zinger comment on somebody's post that they're going to read that and go, you know what?
He got me.
I'm going to start rooting for Trump.
Exactly.
So I've got aunts, uncles, I got people in my family. I can always depend on them posting something, and they are so mad about being on the 20% now. Like, they don't recognize they're on the 20%. Yeah. They just think Trump's an a-hole.
They just hate Trump.
They just hate Trump.
There's a lot of people that just hate Trump.
Yep. So for today, my liberal tier is, one of the posts was, what was so bad in the Iran deal? And then Trump says, Obama's signature. So this,
and they took it wrong, I'm assuming.
Yeah. So what they're actually saying in that post is Trump is doing the same thing Obama did. He's just taking the credit for what Obama had done for Iran. And that is such a lie. Because as far as I know, Trump has not sent $1 billion in cash to Iran. Right. In fact, he bombed the hell out of their nuclear facility. But these guys want to make it sound like that if Trump is successful with Iran, that he's just doing whatever Obama had done. They can't get over the fact that Trump wins.
No.
Yeah. So they want to make it. They want to make it Obama's credit. All right. You got anything? Any liberal tears that you can like? You can always go to that one liberal and find a post really quick. You got anything?
I tell you, I've got a guy that does some work for me. And he's Latino-ish type deal. He's like originally from Texas.
Yeah.
Hates Trump. Hates him.
Because of the immigration thing?
That's my best assumption is that
you walk into work with your ice jacket on?
Yes. Yeah. So he doesn't work directly for me. He's a subcontractor for me.
Yeah.
But one day, I really liked him. He's a super nice guy, comes out, does a very good job at what he does. He's from Greensboro. And, one day I just clicked on his Facebook to reshare the job that he did for me.
Yeah.
And his personal Facebook was littered with like him cussing Trump out, like he has a pure hatred for Trump.
Yeah.
Which I feel like a lot of people do.
Yeah. Does that affect you on the next job, or because he does good work, just deal with it and just go?
It's business.
Yeah,
exactly. It's business. It's not. I don't care really. I gotta like you, but if you don't say anything to me, I'm not really worried about it.
Hey, I know who not to bring it up to when I'm at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I just know who in my family. They're going to say if they don't like him, they're never going to like him, and it's not anything that I'm going to be able to say, even if I know what you're saying is wrong.
Yeah.
I don't get into it. It doesn't matter. It's not like I'm going to hear them and go, "Oh wow,
Yeah, exactly. Same way.
Yeah. All right. So
late breaking.
What is it?
You and my dad were both right about Derek Thomas.
How could we both be right?
After the Chiefs' 1999 season, Thomas was rendered paraplegic by a car accident and died 2 weeks later from a pulmonary embolism.
I would think I'm more right then. Because the clotting didn't happen without the accident.
Oh my gosh.
I wasn't there. So
I wasn't there either.
In 2009, he was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
2014, inducted into the Hall of Fame of college football.
So that's a guy, your dad, I'm sure, because he was a big Bama fan. I don't think I can really recall, like if you asked me linebackers in college that were badasses, I don't even think I would have done it. Derrick Henry,
was a running back.
Derek Thomas. Derek Thomas, to me, was a Kansas City Chief. He played at Alabama, so I made him number one because it's like making Lawrence Taylor number one at UNC. Who else are you going to put as number one at UNC? You have to do Lawrence Taylor. But it's really because he was such a good pro. I don't think anybody can recall a single North Carolina play.
See, that could be, when you were growing up, in that time period at least, were you a bigger NFL guy or were you a bigger college guy?
I was a bigger NFL fan as a kid.
Yeah, so I'm the exact opposite.
Yeah.
I sit around and watch college football Saturday.
Yeah, I am.
And then the NFL, it's just on.
Yeah.
So I think I see people more for what they did in college versus what they did in the NFL.
So the college linebacker that I would say would make me go, holy cow. Like if we did a Mount Rushmore of college linebackers, LeVar Arrington at Penn State was the man. I mean, that dude, you just watched him. You did not watch what the offense was doing. He was going to kill somebody when he hit them. Yeah.
There's a guy at Bama, Dad and I were talking about him, Reuben Foster. I don't know if you know that name. He would get downhill so fast and absolutely take your head off. He did not care about targeting.
Yeah.
He got thrown out of the game probably more than any player at Alabama for targeting.
Now,
he would come downhill so hard.
I will say the guy that was at Miami, the murderer at Baltimore, Ray Lewis.
Yeah.
That guy was scary at Miami.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no running back that was going to run from one side of the field to the other that he was not going to track down.
Yeah, that was like the bad boys' time, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. And he was one of those guys. That was tough. So, you know what? That might be another week's Mount Rushmore. Badass running linebackers. All right. We ready for Have At It?
I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine.
Speaking of liberal tears, why do these people always look this way and sound this way? The liberal women that are out there, and Emma, if this is your mom, I'm sorry. But
it's like what Homan said, a purple hair and a nose ring.
What the heck?
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding, Emma. Come on. But listen to what this lady says. Cut 27.
Oh, MAGA, don't you understand? If we have another civil war, all the blue states will control all the fresh water. You guys don't think this shit through, do you?
Play that again.
Oh, MAGA, don't you understand? If we have another civil war, all the blue states will control all the fresh water. You guys don't think this shit through, do you?
Are the Great Lakes freshwater?
Great Lakes will be freshwater, yeah.
Michigan voted red this year, is that correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So did Wisconsin.
So maybe California, maybe she thinks California controls water. But let me ask you this.
That's not fresh water, though.
Well,
it's Pacific Ocean.
I'm sure that they deliver water, and maybe Nevada with the Hoover Dam. And speaking of Brian, even if that was the case, even if what she says, they're going to control the water, like we don't have our own filtration systems or whatever. Like we can't produce enough water in Lynchburg to supply our forces. Which one of us has the guns?
Yeah. I don't think.
How long do you think that they could protect that water filtration plant in whatever state she's considering?
I mean, that would be. I just don't see how that happens. What, are we all going to migrate to the north and the south again? Like, it's just automatically going to happen, or are we just going to have people commingled together.
Well, I will say, and it's kind of
Killing each
interesting
other.
she says this, because the Dems, the 20%ers, are, I kind of equate them to the little kid that doesn't get what they want. They're screaming now, right? They're pouting. Well, a lot of what they're pouting about is violence, and they're trying to push the brown people. Like ICE is out there just trying to find brown people, like the fields that they're gathering these people from that were illegals. If you were legal, you wouldn't be captured, right? There's a difference in that. But they are trying to make it where they're trying to get it violent, and they're trying to get the rhetoric up as high as they can. And that's kind of interesting that she would mention a civil war.
Yeah. They have no leader to go to.
True.
That's. I think that could be part of it. They have no leader to go to.
That's right.
They have no moral to lean on.
There's a vacuum.
Yeah. There's nobody there to where they can back this person up and put them against what Trump is doing and say, hey,
I'm trying
this
to
is what
think
they would do.
the last time there was a charismatic leader on their part beyond Obama. And I mean, Hillary was not charismatic. I mean, she was dropped. Bill Clinton definitely was. Bill Clinton and Obama were the two probably Mount Rushmores of Democrats.
You know what? You got to do that one. You got to be fair.
Mount Rushmore of Dems.
Yep.
Man, it might be two. I don't know who else.
I don't know.
You have to go back into like FDR.
Well, don't they say that like the political parties switched at some point in time?
Yeah.
So like Abraham Lincoln was a Democrat, but it was really means he was a Republican. Is that kind of what that?
No, he actually was a Republican.
He was a Republican.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's kind of interesting that they kind of attribute the switch to the civil rights movement. So interestingly, Lyndon Johnson is credited for passing the Civil Rights Act as the president, and he was a Dem. Ironically, I'm trying to remember who it was that tried to get it through. It was a Republican president, tried to get the Civil Rights Act through. Lyndon Johnson was the head of the Senate for the Dems, and he did not allow it to come through because they didn't want a Republican to have the credit for passing the Civil Rights Act. So the Civil Rights Act wasn't approved until 1969, but it was attempted before that. They just didn't want to give the Republicans. So once they got office, then Lyndon Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act. So, yeah. Let's go to, last week we had Kamala's top 5, and I saw on TikTok, this is Biden's top 5 appearances. The first one starts with him where he is yelling, like laughing at the press. So here's Biden's top 5 moments.
Look, I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she was not qualified to be president. So let's start there.
Kamala?
Number 1.
Doing this when he was at the ceremony for the, what do you call that, Juneteenth?
Was it the Juneteenth one or was it another one?
And they're all dancing around him and he's frozen.
He didn't know what to do. He's outnumbered.
It's called the awkward freeze.
At the meeting, if you don't have a game plan, he may have a game plan. He just hasn't shared it with me. But I tell you what, I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to bed.
Oh man, this is one of the highlights of the campaign. This is a guy that hands Biden his MAGA hat.
I ain't going that far.
He was such a space cadet. Man, I tell you what, that's going to be a big thing about that auto pen and these pardons. It's going to be a lot of news about it. Now, will they actually ever do anything? Hell no.
No.
But it is interesting to me how a guy like that could be that far spaced out,
gone,
could do all those pardons in one day.
My whole question to that is, one, obviously everyone's question, who was actually running the country, because we know he was not.
Yes. Exactly.
Second would be, why is, when Donald Trump gets into office, why is his health test, why is that so important? But when Biden was in office,
exactly,
it wasn't a thing. Like, we don't do that. What are you talking about?
Yeah. I mean, that's been that way since I was 16 years old and recognized it. It's just hypocritical in the news media. It just always has been. Rush Limbaugh pointed it out better than anyone I ever knew. He's like my biggest hero. He's probably the biggest influence on my life was Rush Limbaugh covering things. And he was one of the first people that would play what the news media is saying, and he would refute it. And I was like, man, that is the stuff I've been wanting to hear all the time, and no one does it. So it's just something you got to get used to, is they're just always going to be that way. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about ratings. Like Fox News can be killing ABC News. They don't change. They're just run by liberals, and they don't mind if Fox News is killing them. You'd think it would switch.
Yeah.
But they just don't do it. So let's go. So that was the dumbasses. On the smart side of things, hey, by the way, if Carolina Kevin does call, just pipe him back in. He said that he had fired somebody at work at another funeral home, so he had to take over for that guy, and he wasn't sure if he could make it back home in time to be able to call into the show. So, but if he does call in, just bust in on us. So this is Scott Jennings, who I mentioned earlier, has started his brand new podcast, and he is on the Salem Radio Network. So he's sort of doing what we're talking about doing here, is going on the radio. Now you can listen to him in Lynchburg on 94.1, and he's right before Charlie Kirk. Scott Jennings is the guy that we play all the time from CNN. Let's listen to what he has to say on Cut 47.
I don't think it's unpopular at all to try to reform an entitlement program, to save it for the people who need it, to keep illegal aliens from getting welfare benefits they shouldn't be getting, to encourage people to go to work. I don't think these things should be shied away from by Republicans.
None of that is true. First of all, I think Medicaid
It's exactly true. It's exactly what's in the bill.
Federal law prohibits undocumented immigrants.
Then why are
from receiving
1.4
Medicaid
million
benefits.
on it? Why are
That's a figment of your imagination.
It's a figment of the CBO's documents.
Let me explain the facts.
It's in the CBO documents.
I'll explain the facts.
Is it or not?
Let me explain. It's not, actually.
No, you are lying.
No, that is not, it is not true.
Okay, hang on a second.
Medicaid is...
Hold on, guys.
Medicaid,
State program.
Medicaid is the most popular program after Social Security and Medicare. Medicaid is actually more popular than you, Scott Jennings. It has 70% approval rating among Republicans.
How do you know what my approval
More than
rating
80% among independents. More than 90% among Democrats. It's political suicide for Republicans
I think
to
it's
get
political
Medicaid.
suicide to come on as a member of Congress and lie about what the CBO says.
So the majority of
illegals
people who benefit from Medicaid are senior citizens and those with disabilities. Almost all Medicaid funding goes toward the elderly, the disabled, children, and working adults.
That's who it's for.
And that's
it's not for illegals.
Those are the people for whom it principally benefits.
Scott.
Okay, so it's kind of hard to hear when they start doing that back and forth arguing. But Scott Jennings called that dude out. So the guy that was sitting there talking about Medicaid is Representative Richie Torres. He is from New York. And what I love is, if you listen to what his argument there was, Medicaid is a popular program and the Republicans cut it. Scott Jennings, who is not running yet, and I have heard rumors about him running for the Senate, but I have not heard that recently, that he was going to replace Turtle, Mitch McConnell in Kentucky. And I would love for him to run. But what Scott Jennings was saying is the cuts are the illegal immigrants, right? That's the cut. The growth of Medicaid is still 20% a year. For 10 years, there is no cut. It's actually more money going into Medicaid, so there isn't a cut. They're lying about it being cut. What they're doing is cutting people off the rolls that shouldn't be on there, right? Mm-hmm. You shouldn't be home playing video games in your room and not looking for work. So those are things that they put in there. And Scott Jennings says that's what's popular amongst the people. And that guy is saying that didn't happen. And Scott Jennings is saying, yes, it's actually in the CBO report. And you're coming on here lying. I love that we have people call them out now. And that's surprising to me that he's been on CNN this long. I'm surprised he's still on there.
Do they try to get on CNN? Do they try to get a Republican to sit in to mismatch type deal?
They used to never. It used to be just a table of that guy to do just the complaining or whatever the Dems were doing. There was no one ever.
That's what I always knew it as.
Yes. Well, Scott Jennings has been on for the last 2 years. He came on during the campaign, and we play him all the time because he sits there and takes it. Man, they just rip him, and he always comes back with them. He's calm, although he did call that guy a liar. But most of the time, he's calm, listens to what they have to say, and then he just kills them with facts. So he's really a good guy. All right, let's go let's listen to what Tulsi Gabbard said last week. This is at that same SAS conference, the Turning Point thing. So Tulsi's taking a little bit of hit because of the Iranian thing, because a couple of months ago she said that they were not enriching uranium, and I haven't seen her since then. So it was interesting that they featured her at Turning Point. So cut 50.
You think the campaign was hard? You think what President Trump went through was hard? And it was. The road ahead will not be easy. I can attest personally that in my work as the Director of National Intelligence, the deep state is fighting us every step of the way. And it exists within every single federal agency. And so I feel the same frustration that I see many of you expressing on X or in different platforms about why aren't things going faster? Why aren't we getting results more quickly? I feel this frustration every single day. We are pushing hard. Know that they are pushing hard back.
So part of Trump in his first term was after he got out, cheating or whatever. So when Biden took over. When Trump took over, and you do know we're on TV, right?
Why, did you see my yawn?
Yeah, the yawning is kind of knocked that. We'll have to edit that out.
Yeah, edit that. Cut that, Emma.
No.
So the Trump stuff, the deep state fighting back, there were many times, and people wrote about this, he would command them to go do something. And the guy, and I remember or General Tilley, just telling China, hey, if he decides to attack you guys, I will let you know. So the deep state was running things, and even when Trump told them to do things, they would either stonewall, they would just not do what he asked them to do. They would delay a response, not get back to him, those kind of things. Mm-hmm. And what I love about it now is we have people like Tulsi Gabbard up there saying, so at least we have people in leadership positions that are fighting for MAGA, that are MAGA people. But what she's referring to are the employees. They've been working for the State Department or the intelligence departments for 25 years. And they're liberals. It's just like the Peter Schrock people. It's the people that are on the ground level. Will they do what she tells them to do? That's going to be the interesting part over the next 3 years, to see what happens.
Fight the deep state?
Yeah. That's they fight back, is what she's saying. So it is going to be interesting. Any Carolina, Kevin?
Nope.
All right. Well, we tried. I do have his picks, though. So.
Did he do a Mount Rushmore?
He did not do. Kevin did not. And nor did Brian send anything. I don't know if I asked Brian for his Alabama Mount Rushmore. I'm not sure.
Is he listening right now?
Probably not.
No, he never listens when he's not on the air.
Oh, he doesn't?
No. So I don't think he does. So we've got, just to because I know people bet on the races based on what our picks are. And Kevin's picks for Dover this weekend is Chase Elliott, Kyle Busch, and Ty Gibbs. And I also went with Ty Gibbs, which is interesting. And then I also did Denny Hamlin, who's actually favored to win the whole thing. And then I did Chase Briscoe. So I went with all Joe Gibbs drivers. Do you want to take a stab at?
I'll take a stab. I like Chase Elliott. I do like Chase Elliott. Hold on one second here. So that'd be my one. Is Blaney racing?
Yeah. Blaney's actually one of the favorites.
Is he really? Yeah. I'm going to take Blaney. Let's see, who won it last year?
I think Hamlin did. Or Kyle Larson. I think Kyle Larson may have finished second.
Yeah, Hamlin. So Hamlin won it last year. I don't love Hamlin, but I will put him in there as a favorite.
All right.
One of my favorites. I'll do three.
Yep, so you got Elliott, Blaney, Hamlin.
Mm-hmm.
So you're supposed to pick a dark horse, but I'll let you go because you're not a big racing fan.
No, I'll give you a dark horse. How about that?
Yeah, who's your dark horse then? In our list, Ty Gibbs would probably be the dark horse. He hasn't won a race yet, but he is getting better.
Okay. How about Ricky Stenhouse Jr.?
That's actually a really good one.
Yeah. Ricky.
And if he loses, he'll punch somebody. So, all right. So no Carolina, Kevin, this week. Let's. have a little prayer for him. If you have to fire somebody, sucks. Sounds like he's had to do something like that and pick up the load for the guy gone, which that always sucks.
Yeah.
I did that one time. I fired
Never again.
no. I fired somebody because, well, this happened to me 2 different times. I was supposed to have a meeting at, let's say, 8:30 with a client. And the guy that was supposed to be with me from my office, one of the younger engineers, didn't show. He didn't show up for the meeting. So, I mean, I got the meeting done without him. It was okay. But the guy was walking across the parking lot, let's say at 10 o'clock, and he had Biscuitville in his bag with a drink. And
it was warm Biscuitville, too. I just got it.
I met him in the parking lot. And I was like, man, if you don't care about stuff, I needed you, and you didn't show up. But you knew you were late, and you still stopped at Biscuitville on the way in.
Was this at like Warner White days?
That actually
different.
Yeah, it was. No, it was before that.
Oh, before it.
It was it was before that one. But I was younger, and dude, that stuff just would irritate me to no end. If you cared more about your breakfast and not coming in on time, knowing that we had a meeting, and his look was like, "Oh man, I forgot," type thing. You can forget somewhere else.
If you show up, if you're supposed to be there at 7:30 and you show up at 7:31 with a cup of coffee, you're in trouble.
Yeah. So, I mean, granted, there were many more things. That was just a straw. You know what I mean? That wasn't the first time we had issues. So that was just the final straw for me that I'd had enough.
You think Nick Saban would have fired him?
Nick Saban probably would have fired him a long time ago. Yeah. My leash was too long for many people.
I actually saw a little thing about Saban and his processes and all that good stuff. He's talking, actually, this is Damian Harris. He's a running back over there at Alabama. I'll be quick, but he came into the meeting late. It was Tennessee week. And they were actually like, I think it was the day before the game. They had their meeting, and then they were going to get on a plane and go out. Well, Damian Harris was coming in late. He was going to get in late. He said it was the one meeting I was ever late at. It was his senior year. And they were playing at Tennessee. So he texts a few people and says, hey, I'm going to be late. I don't know how late he was. He didn't tell us. And they said, well, just come on in and we'll get you squared away. So Saban doesn't talk to him all the day before the game. You probably had like 12 hours. Saban could have talked to you at that point because you got sleep and all that stuff. But Saban didn't talk to him at all. Goes out, warms up, comes back in the locker room to put his pads on, I guess. And Saban comes up to him. He says, hey, we're going to have to go with the other guy today. And the other guy was Josh Jacobs. But he said it wasn't because you were late. It was because you didn't come and talk to me and own your mistakes afterwards.
Yeah, it's good. And there is a lot to be said for that. For example, that guy could have said, he couldn't. There was nothing he could say about that. But that was just the straw.
He could have said, well, he was like, hey, if you would have come and told me, hey, coach, I'm late, or I was late today, I don't know if you saw that, I apologize.
Yeah.
He probably would have started. He would have started against Tennessee. I don't know what year that was.
Yeah.
Probably a beat down, though.
I had another guy, I'm sure it was. Many years Tennessee got the beat down. Oh, before I get into any other story, though, we did miss, you were going to talk about, and you mentioned them, Nick Saban rumors.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's going to...
Well, what do you think? Because I just saw the SEC had media day yesterday, and that was actually one of the discussions about it.
It was ongoing. I saw Lane Kiffin speak on it.
Because Greg McElroy is the one who actually broke the news.
I know. I don't know what he's thinking. Yeah. I don't know what he's thinking. I heard Lane Kiffin talk about it.
Yeah.
I heard A.J. McCarron talk about it. I heard one of his former assistant coaches talk about it. And the one that I held in the highest regard, Kirby Smart talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
Lane Kiffin said, man, he's so smart. It's a waste because he's literally so football smart. It's ridiculous, and he knows how to run a program, right? Kirby Smart said, he was like, no, he actually used the word scuttlebutt.
Yeah.
And he said, that's scuttlebutt. A.J. McCarron said that he had sources that he plays golf with that know Saban pretty closely. He said they hadn't heard anything about that. I don't think that's ever going to be. It's definitely not going to be at Alabama.
I wouldn't think he'd come back.
Yeah, but I don't think, no college.
I'll give you the same. Steve Spurrier, he went away for a little while and came back, and Mac Brown went away for a little while and came back. I can see him missing it.
Let me ask you this. Tom Brady and all that, that's different. Because the game didn't change so much to force him into retirement.
Mm-hmm.
College football's changed so much with the NIL, and he wasn't willing to fool with it.
Yeah.
I think that was pretty big reason why.
Some of the big names have left because of that.
I mean, he's 74, 76, whatever that age is, and he's not. I don't think he's willing to. I mean, he's still at the University of Alabama as like a consultant. Paid very well.
Let me give you a school. WVU.
West Virginia.
I could see him doing that. I know they just got Rich Rod back.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of interested. I really want to see that because Rich Rod was pretty successful at West Virginia.
It would be a school with a coach that doesn't have a massive buyout.
Yeah.
Because DeBoer, I don't know what his contract is, but he would have probably a hell of a buyout.
I can't see him coming back to Bama, but I could see him doing something in his old age. You know, Lou Holtz went to South Carolina again. They just tend to do that, to do it one more time. You know, Bobby Bowden had a great run, actually. He was old. I don't know that he ever left. But, you know, some of those old guys still got it in them. Pete Carroll's still doing it in the NFL.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Pete Carroll's actually, I think, the same age as Saban.
Oh.
I think. I thought I heard that they were together or something. Maybe I was thinking about Belichick.
I just can see, you know, he's a West Virginia boy, so I just
he is.
Him. But obviously he'd let Rich Rod hang himself or something, not do well.
Yeah. I think what a lot of people don't even think about, too, is that he's kind of still in that program at Alabama.
Yeah.
He's still there. He's like director or consultant to the football program or something like that.
Yeah.
So he's not going anywhere. He's getting paid healthy over there, and he's getting paid very well to travel around a game day.
I wonder if it's a bigger story. What's bigger, him going back to football or if Coach K decided to go back somewhere in basketball?
I mean, I think it would depend on. I mean, I 100% think it would be Saban coming back to football.
Yeah.
Because Coach K was very successful. I mean, Brian might have a different outlook on it. Coach K was very successful, but it was basketball. You know, you lose games.
Yeah.
In football, if Saban lost a game, if an Alabama fan can attest, if you're a true Bama fan, it hurt for about a week.
One of the best memories that I have of Saban, no one rips off a headset better than him before he throws it down. That tantrum that he would throw where he's just so pissed that he can't even throw it down yet because he's got to shake it before he throws it down. There is nothing better than him having that tantrum.
Yeah. He was, I mean, I'll tell you what, he's one of the greats, but I don't see him.
And it could be just an offsides. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It could be somebody didn't get out on the field.
Yeah. the stupid mistakes.
It irritate him more than losing. Yeah.
It's like, an old guy, a wealthy guy, right? They might spend $200 on a bottle of wine, but if they turn up their HVAC too high, they're not going to waste a penny there, right? So he's got his certain things where it's like, oh, you're going to jump off sides. That's the little things that piss him off.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, he was a winner for a reason. Be interesting to see if he comes back. All right, so let's just go to the end of the show. So I can't believe we really did almost make it to 2 hours.
We're about 3 minutes short. That's pretty good.
I could tell the story about my other firing.
So, let's hear it. Yeah, let's hear it.
So this is a good one too. So I had a company that we put cameras down manholes in the pipes, and so we inspected pipe lines with video cameras. And so the wagon would pull up obviously to the manhole, and you have to have a crew. Well, sometimes we would go out in the middle of the street, and sometimes we would have to do it and this was out on Kemper Street. So, I mean, it was a very busy street. So we picked a Saturday morning that hopefully it's not a lot of people there. And, you know, we had to flag traffic, and it was in an intersection too. So you had four-way traffic. So I actually had drawn up, and we had to do it for the city too, trying to have a traffic control plan. So everybody had their role, and I had a small company, so it wasn't like I had gobs of people to choose from. Well, one guy didn't show up, and he was needed. He was one of the guys that was needed with the group of us. So he calls me. We finish. We make it through it, and then we make it to another part of the city. And he calls me, and he goes, "Hey, man, I'm sorry." He goes, I know I'm late, but man, I've been stuck in line at the drive-thru at McDonald's. So this is literally 40 minutes late, and now, I mean, we got, you know, our work done over there. We're at the second place, and I was like, "Hey, man, come on through." And I told everybody there, he's going to work his ass off today on a hot-ass day. He's not getting out of this. And we fired him Monday morning when he got to work.
Really?
Yeah. I still remember him taking his finger and sticking it up against the window and giving me a middle finger
That's
right
funny.
up against the window. Yeah.
How old were you at that point?
I was probably 34, something like that.
34. And you guys had a company where you went down and put cameras down manholes?
Yeah, I was kind of a little entrepreneur guy.
Yeah.
I was like getting into something that nobody else did. And
so was that before you guys started doing all the engineering?
I was engineering too.
Oh, that was a part of
side
it?
business.
Okay,
yeah.
I got
so,
that.
Yeah. So it was fun. All right, well, we did make it to 7. We made both hours.
Thank you, Emma.
You're welcome.
Good job, Emma. So we'll have to edit out. You can do a little smiley face on his face when he yawns.
No, I'm leaving it.
Leaving it.
I'm leaving it. He did it like 3 times.
3 times? You were watching me that closely?
Well, whenever I look over.
Whenever I look.
It could have been more.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so this is the end of the show today. This is now Brian and Bart getting in a little trouble. This is them in Vegas. I love this movie, by the way, Hangover. So everybody have a good week this week. Anything else? Travis, thanks for filling in this week.
Yeah, I'm happy to do it. I really enjoy time here.
Yeah, that's cool. So we'll have you again when we need you again. And then Brian, let's pray and hope they get home all right. But this is them getting in a little trouble at Vegas.
Okay, kids, you're in for a real treat today. These gentlemen have kindly volunteered to demonstrate how a stun gun is used to subdue a suspect. That's right.
Wait a second, what?
Now, there's 2 ways to use a stun gun. Up close and personal.
Really weird.
Or you can shoot it from a distance. Now, do I have any volunteers who want to come up here and do some shooting, huh? All right, how about you, young lady? Come on up here. All right, let's go, handsome. Come on. Not you, fat Jesus. Slide it on back. You, pretty boy. All right, now it's real simple. All you got to do is point, aim, and shoot. All right?
I think you don't really want to do this.
You can do this. Just focus.
Don't listen to this maniac. Let's think this thing through.
Finish him!
Right in the nuts. That was beautiful. Well done. Give her a hand, everybody. All right. Yeah. Good job. Well done. Good job. That was great. Good. Hey, we got one more charge left. Anybody want to do some shooting up here? How about you, big man? Come on up here. Okay, same instructions, just point, aim, and shoot. There you go. That's the stuff. I like the intensity. Eye of the tiger. Good. You're holding 50,000 volts, little man. Don't be afraid to ride the lightning.
No! In the face! In the face!
Oh, he's still out. All right, everybody relax. Take it easy. We've seen it before. He just needs a little extra. There we go. Some of these big boys, you got to give them 2 shots. All right, kids, who wants to get their fingerprints done, huh? Come on, let's go.